Hello, my name is Savannah Beret, and this is Shakespearean News. Today we're interviewing a group of people who have deceived not only their friends, their family, but themselves. We're first here with Hero. Now Hero, from what we all understand, you deceived Beatrice into thinking that Benedict, her enemy, was secretly in love with her. What was your motive behind that?
Okay, well, first, it was clear to everyone that Benedict and Beatrice love each other. They just don't know how to express or show their love to one another. The way I knew when they loved each other is the way they act towards one another. So I knew I had to do something. My motive was I was so tired of seeing these two hate on each other when deep down they both need convincing they love one another.
And how did you pull off this scheme?
Well, Margaret and I both wanted Beatrice to overhear us, so we pretended that she didn't know that she was there so she could overhear our conversation.
What was your overall goal when you were deceiving Beatrice?
My goal was to get Beatrice and Benedict to fall in love with one another because clearly they did. They just needed a little push towards it.
Very nice.
Margaret, did you hear the rumor?
What rumor?
As I was coming over to talk to you, I overheard Claudio saying that Benedict is in love with Beatrice.
Then why does he act like he hates her?
Well, since she comes off like she hates him, he does the same.
We're now here with the lovely Beatrice. Now, Beatrice, did you have any idea that your friends were blatantly lying to you about Benedict?
I didn't really know that they were lying, but I did question whether or not what they were saying was true because it came as such a surprise that Benedict would love me. But to answer your question, no, I did not know that they were lying to me. I did have some idea, but I didn't know.
And how did this affect your friendship with the girls?
It made me kind of upset, and for a while, my feelings were hurt because it was my cousin, and I didn't think that she would deceive me in that kind of way. But in the end, it worked out because I knew that they had my best interest at heart, and it ended up working out between me and Benedict, so I forgave them.
Great. And how did you feel when you thought that Benedict was in love with you?
Well, at first I was really surprised and very confused because me and Benedict have always had issues in the past, and I would never think that he would fall in love with me. But I have to admit that I was kind of happy because I've never really had a relationship with a guy before, and I never thought that a guy would love me because I tend to push guys away, especially Benedict. But when I found out that he loved me, I was happy because I knew that I would have a shot at love.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
With us now is Leonardo, Claudio, and Don Pedro. So, Leonardo, what drove you three to make Benedict believe that Beatrice was in love with him?
Well, I believe that we can all agree that the constant tormenting between the two was quite exhausting.
Claudio, how did you carry out this plan?
Well, before going through with the plan, the three of us made sure that Benedict was in the room, and once we got in there, we just went on and on about how Beatrice has fallen in love with him, but no one should know about it. It was such a successful plan, the fool actually fell for it. Stupid Benedict.
And Don Pedro, were you ever worried about how Benedict would react if he ever knew the truth?
Honestly, we never even thought about the consequences, but even if he did find out, they probably would have never gotten married.
Nice.
You guys hear about Beatrice?
Yeah, I heard she writes love letters to Benedict every day, confessing her love for him, and then she just tears them up and throws them away.
She's such a great girl.
Our plan worked.
We're now here with Benedict. Benedict, how did you feel when you heard that Beatrice loved you?
Well, as you know, Beatrice and I aren't really the best of friends, but when I found out that she had a thing for me, or she was in love with me, it was, exciting. I was ecstatic. It was great to know, because, although we fight a lot and we're not the best of friends, she still loves me, or she still has this affectionate thing for me, and so it was great to know, and I also returned the favor because I do love her too.
But how did she act towards you after discovering her secret love?
Well, after finding out, I know she was quite stubborn. She wouldn't admit that she was in love with me. I tried to get her to do it, by trying to trick her, but she's a smart girl. She knew what I was doing, so yeah.
And were you upset when you found out that you were being deceived by your closest friends?
Yes, I was. Savannah, you don't understand. These were my greatest friends, okay? These were my greatest friends. And now, I didn't understand why they would do this to me. I mean, what did I do? It was like I was betrayed by my greatest comrades. I mean, I didn't do anything, and they just messed with me like this. You know, it wasn't cool. Totally uncalled for.
Devastating. Now let's look back at what happened between Benedict and Beatrice.
There's no way that they're lying. I mean, they seem pretty serious.
Here, it's your dinner. Someone told me to bring it to you.
Oh, thank you for getting out of your way and giving me this and making it.
It's whatever.
Whatever. As if she definitely loves me. So I heard you had a thing for me.
No, but I heard that you had a thing for me.
Well, I mean, we can work this out, you know.
All right, fine.
Let's get married.
Here with us we have the handsome Don John and Baraccio. Now you two deceived Claudio, who was at the time infatuated with the lovely Hero, and made him believe that she was in fact cheating on him. Why?
Well, my friend here, Don John, was really depressed, kind of, and he's the kind of man who likes mischief and like causing trouble and ruckus and everything. And since he had just made up with his brother Don Pedro, he wasn't able to do any of that. So I came up with a plan for us to ruin Claudio and Hero's marriage.
And how did you pull it off?
Well, I, Baraccio, and my mistress Margaret went to Hero's room, and in the window we staged it so that Claudio thought that I was another man, obviously, and that the woman, Margaret, was Hero, and that she was cheating on Claudio the night before their wedding. So Don John got Don Pedro and Claudio and took them to the window and had Claudio see what was going on.
And did Claudio believe you?
Yeah, he actually did. When he found out, well, when we told him, he was very hurt, and he actually called off the marriage. And that actually really hurt both Hero and Claudio. So he did believe us.
Now let's take a look at the footage of what went down.
You're not gonna believe this. Hero is not who you thought she was. She's a liar, she's a cheater, and she is unworthy of your love.
Exactly. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw her cheat on you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, come on, we'll show you.
Is that Hero with another man?
Are you sure it's Hero?
I'm positive.
I'm here now with Claudio. So Claudio, how did you feel when you saw Hero cheating?
I felt quite deceived and betrayed, to be honest.
And why didn't you take Hero's side and believe she was loyal to you?
Well, I thought I knew my friends for quite a long time, and that they were closer to me, and we had a very unique trust relationship.
And why would your friends deceive you this way then?
Well, I think they're a little bit jealous. Don Pedro has had feelings for Hero for quite a while, and I just think he wanted what he couldn't have.
That's very true. We're now here with Leonardo, the father of Hero. So when the wedding was called off because Claudio exposed your daughter as a cheater, how did you feel?
I was devastated. I just couldn't believe what was happening.
And what did you say to Hero when you discovered that she was cheating?
Well, first I told her I would disown her, and then I just wasn't thinking straight. I wasn't thinking of all the possibilities and how my daughter actually wouldn't do such a horrendous thing.
Who did you talk to for guidance after you heard about this conflict?
I actually spoke to the friar, who came up with an intelligent idea of how we should see whether or not Hero was telling the truth.
Let's take a look at their conversation.
Friar, what do you think we should do?
Hero needs to fake her death to make the boys feel guilty.
I think that's a good plan. Then we'll be able to find out whether or not Hero did actually cheat.
We're here once again with Baraccio and Don John. Now, when you found out that Hero killed herself from being accused of cheating, how did you feel?
Well, I felt really sad. I felt like I was the cause for her death. It was just depressing.
Do you regret making everyone believe Hero was a cheater?
No, I don't. You know, it was just something that I felt I needed to do. I was just a sad, sad man, and I felt that doing and hurting others would make me feel better.
Now, let's take a look at how Claudio reacted to Hero's death.
I can't believe they lied to me and deceived me, and now Hero's dead. I'm so sad.
I know you're sad about Hero's death, but I arranged your marriage with a cousin of hers who looks exactly like Hero.
I'll do whatever it takes to make it up to you.
We're here once again with Leonardo, Hero's father. So, since the friar told you to fake Hero's death, she never actually died, correct?
Yeah. The friar actually told me to fake her death so that the men who committed it will feel guilty.
And who was this new girl that Claudia was told to marry?
The new girl is supposed to be Hero's cousin, but it's actually Hero because Hero never died.
Clever. Now let's see how Claudia reacted to this new wife.
I can't wait to meet my new wife. She looks so much like Hero.
Go! Okay.
Are we good?
Back again with some of the main prospects of our story. Now, how did these conflicts affect you?
These struggles caused me to go through a series of stressful events that shouldn't have occurred. It created even more conflicts between other characters. Although it worked out for the best, this whole confusing conflict affected me by changing who I am as a person.
And can we all agree that living a life of trickery and deceit is not a good way to live?
Yes. It just causes problems.
It does.
I'm Savannah Beret, and this has been Shakespearean News. Until next time, have a great night.